What's up, Broncos country? Dude, are you seeing this? The Chiefs, that team that ruled the AFC West for 9 straight years, just got eliminated from the division race. 9 seasons of domination, 9 consecutive titles, and now they're watching the Denver Broncos take the throne, while Taylor Swift is going to have to get used to life in second place. And you know what? This is delicious. The dynasty is over, my friend. The Wicked Witch is dead. And who's laughing last are the Broncos, who just went 11-2 and claimed the top of the AFC West with absolute authority. This isn't just a victory, it's a declaration that a new era has begun in Denver. We're witnessing history being written in orange and blue ink. But here's the detail that's going to make you click subscribe right now. This Broncos team hasn't even come close to reaching its maximum potential yet. That's right, you heard it. Let me tell you something. When you see the Kansas City Chiefs being eliminated from the AFC West race in Week 14, you understand that football is cyclical, my friend. There's no such thing as an eternal dynasty. Patrick Mahomes might be talented. Chris Collinsworth can kiss his ass all he wants on the NBC broadcast, but reality is raw and direct. The Chiefs are 6-7, out of the division race, and watching the Denver Broncos build something special while they sink. You know what's crazier? The Denver Broncos news from December 2024 is full of headlines about how this team still has a lot more to deliver. The 24-17 victory against the Las Vegas Raiders in Week 14 was dominant from start to finish, even though the final score doesn't show it. The Raiders scored 10 garbage time points at the end of the fourth quarter just to make the massacre look better. The plain truth is that the Broncos controlled that game with an iron fist. And you know who's at the center of all this? Bo Nix, the second-year quarterback everyone doubted. Oh, drafting Nix in the first round was too risky, the experts said. He won't be able to adapt that fast, the critics said. Well, the kid completed 31 of 38 passes against the Raiders, with an impressive 81.6% completion rate. It's the third-best mark of his career in a single game and, by far, the best completion percentage performance of the 2025 season. Bo Nix' playoff chance as Denver Broncos is literally written in the stars right now, but it doesn't stop there, man. The Bo Nix rookie quarterback performance 2025 evolution was absurd. In the first 7 games of last season, he had 5.7 yards per attempt and only 5 passing touchdowns. In the last 10 games, he jumped to 7.4 yards per attempt and 24 passing touchdowns. He finished his rookie regular season in 6th place in pass attempts, completions, and touchdowns, plus 5th among all quarterbacks in rushing. Denver Broncos 2025 season analysis shows that we're seeing a quarterback who evolved exponentially. Against the Raiders, Bo Nix distributed the ball to 11 different receivers, with 8 of them having multiple receptions. This is tactical unpredictability at the highest level. How do you defend an offense where any guy can be the next threat? Impossible. And the running game? My God, R.J. Harvey. This rookie showed up and said, "Relax, J.K. Dobbins, I got this." Harvey had only 60 rushing yards against the Raiders, but he did it facing 8 defenders in the box on 60% of plays. 8 guys stacked trying to stop him, and the kid still produced. That's brute force, determination, and pure talent. Since 2016, this is the second highest mark for yards by a Broncos running back in that type of defensive formation. And it's the highest number in the NFL since the first game of 2022. Denver Broncos running back depth 2025 got even deeper with the signing of Sincere McCormick to the practice squad. The guy was a standout in Conference USA and had absurd numbers when he was healthy in Las Vegas. In the first 7 games with the Raiders, McCormick was basically gaining 5 yards every time he touched the ball. Injuries got in the way, but now he's in Denver, ready to be activated when needed. Sean Payton doesn't lose when he activates someone from the practice squad to the main roster, brother. It's like having an ace up your sleeve, and with the promotion of Mercedes Lewis from the practice squad to the active 53-man roster in Week 14, the Broncos created perfect space to bring in McCormick. Very low risk, very high potential. That's smart roster management. Now let's talk about the defense because, man, Denver Broncos defense analysis. Week 14 against the Raiders was a clinic on how to suffocate an opponent. Nick Bonito contract extension is coming. Mark my words, because this guy is having an absurd season. 2 sacks against the Raiders, bringing his season total to all-pro levels. He's unstoppable. The Broncos defense allows the 8th fewest yards per game in the NFL and has the most sacks in the league this year. Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers. This defensive line is a nightmare for any offensive line. And when you put Dre Greenlaw in the middle of all that, Sean Payton said the guy plays like Mike Tyson. That intensity is contagious. You want to know what gets me most excited? It's that this team has so much more to give. Seriously. Denver Broncos playoff chances 2025 predictions indicate that we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. First, let's talk about Marvin Mims Jr. The guy scored the first punt return touchdown of his career against the Raiders, a 53-yard play that put the Broncos ahead on the scoreboard. 2-time All-Pro as a returner, and he finally took one all the way. The mile-high salute he did in the end zone was iconic. But here's the kicker. Sean Payton said in the post-game press conference that the coaching staff, after reviewing the tape, was impressed with that return. And they asked themselves, how can we give more opportunities to Marvin Mims? It wasn't a "we want to," it was "we're going to do this." Payton made it clear he wants to see Mims touching the ball more, being more involved in the offense. And Mims? Man, the kid is the definition of humility and maturity. When asked if he cared about not getting as many balls in the offense, he responded, "You know, if you told me when I was a high school kid that I'd be a 2-time All-Pro, I would never believe it. I know God's plans are better than mine." Denver Broncos wide receivers 2025 production has Courtland Sutton as the leader. But when you add a more involved Mims, Troy Franklin showing flashes of talent, and Pat Bryant gaining confidence, this receiver group becomes dangerous. Bo Nix's offensive weapons arsenal expansion is happening at the perfect time of the season. Second crucial point, this team is still going to get back important pieces. Nate Adkins, the tight end that Sean Payton said is one of the most important players on the team, is coming back. The Broncos are playing with Mercedes Lewis, a 41-year-old guy, because Nate Adkins wasn't available. Imagine when Adkins comes back, bringing that versatility and ability to block and catch. And there's more. Ben Powers. The Pro Bowl guard traveled with the team to Las Vegas, and December was the perfect month for his return. The Broncos did all this playing with the 4th-string backup at guard position. When Powers returns, this offensive line, which is already solid, is going to get even better. Denver Broncos offensive line depth chart 2025 improvements are real, and they're coming. Luke Wattenberg just signed a 4-year, $48 million contract extension. Quinn Miners has an $80 million contract. Garrett Bullis got $82 million last December. This offensive line is locked up for years. Mike McGlinchey at right tackle, and when Powers returns to left guard, you have one of the 5 best offensive lines in the NFL protecting Bo Nix. Third point, Bo Nix is still learning. This is scary good. The guy came out publicly and said, "I'm starting to see the field really well in these last 3 games." He admitted that Sean Payton's offense is super complex, with multiple layers, like a well-made Italian lasagna, and he's unlocking new levels every week. In the last 3 games, Bo Nix is playing at a top 10 level in the league, and this is without having reached his ceiling. Denver Broncos quarterback development Bo Nix progression 2025 is following the perfect trajectory. He improved every game last season, and we expect the same growth now. And never forget, he's never lost to the Las Vegas Raiders, undefeated against them. He and his wife are expecting a child, but he's already the daddy of the Vegas Raiders. This psychological dominance over a divisional rival is way too valuable. Now let's talk serious about the next steps. Denver Broncos' schedule 2025 remaining games is challenging but totally winnable. The Broncos face Green Bay Packers, 9-3-1. Jacksonville Jaguars, 9-4. Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead on Christmas night, and Los Angeles Chargers, 9-4 in the finale. With a win against Green Bay in Week 15, the Broncos practically guarantee the AFC West title. Clinching the division in the 15th week, with 3 games to spare? Man, I knew we were going to win the AFC West this year, but not even in my wildest dreams did I imagine it would be this early. Denver Broncos versus Packers analysis preview Week 15 shows a fascinating matchup. The Packers have an explosive offense with Jordan Love, but the Broncos' defense is in the best form of the season. Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, and company are going to put constant pressure on Love. And at Mile High, with that altitude, good luck Green Bay. Then comes Jacksonville at home. Denver Broncos versus Jaguars game preview indicates another manageable game. The Jaguars are competitive, but playing in Denver at an altitude of 5,280 feet with a crazy crowd is a huge challenge. The Broncos have home field advantage, momentum advantage, and psychological advantage. Then comes the big one, Chiefs on Christmas night. Denver Broncos versus Chiefs rivalry history analysis shows that these games are always brutal, always intense, always decided by details. But this time is different. The Chiefs are 6-7, eliminated from the AFC West race, playing for pride. The Broncos? Playing to consolidate the conference's first seed, home field advantage in the playoffs, and send a definitive message: the AFC West is ours now. Bo Nix versus Patrick Mahomes, head-to-head, 2025. Christmas game is going to be epic. Mahomes may have the rings, may have the MVPs, but on that December 25th, Bo Nix is going to show that the Christmas present for the Chiefs is a humiliating defeat at their own Arrowhead Stadium. Sean Payton offensive playbook secrets against the Chiefs will include everything: play action, RPOs, deep shots to Cortland Sutton, and R.J. Harvey destroying on the ground. Season closes against the Chargers. Denver Broncos versus Chargers analysis final game indicates a battle for playoff seeding. The Chargers are good, but the Broncos, playing at home with everything aligned, with the momentum of a historic season, are favorites. Denver Broncos playoff seeding scenarios 2025 AFC include the eyes. Real possibility of securing the first seed. That means home field advantage in all playoff games. Imagine the Bills, Ravens, or any other team having to come to Mile High in January with that cold, that altitude, that deafening crowd. It's practically a guaranteed win. And let's talk reality. The other AFC teams are seeing the Broncos and thinking, shit. Buffalo Bills, they're good, but their defense can be exploited. Baltimore Ravens? Lamar Jackson is incredible, but in the playoffs, he tends to freeze up. Houston Texans? They just intercepted Patrick Mahomes 5 times. That shows even the best can have bad days. The Broncos, on the other hand, are building something sustainable. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's a well-coached, well-managed team with a rising quarterback, a dominant defense, and an offensive line that's protecting and creating holes. Denver Broncos Super Bowl odds 2025. Updated are improving every week. The betting houses are starting to take the Broncos seriously. And when you look at the numbers, it makes total sense. Since Week 11 of last season until now, the Broncos have the best record in the entire NFL. It's not coincidence, brother. It's a pattern of excellence. Sean Payton coaching decisions impact 2025 season have been impeccable. He knows when to be aggressive, when to be conservative, when to trust the defense, when to let Bo Nix air it out. His game management against the Raiders was perfect. 3 drives of more than 8 minutes each, including a monster 10-minute drive at the end of the game. That's domination. And this team's character? Man, that's what separates contenders from pretenders. You have Marvin Mims saying he doesn't care if he gets 100 passes or just 1, as long as the team wins. You have R.J. Harvey taking responsibility when J.K. Dobbins got hurt and producing immediately. You have Cortland Sutton Extension 2025, guaranteed. Because the guy is a leader, he's professional, he's a true Bronco. That locker room is full of guys who completely buy into Sean Payton's philosophy. Character above all. Your 40-yard dash time doesn't matter. Your combine performance doesn't matter. What matters is, will you sacrifice for the team? Will you do the dirty work? Will you celebrate your teammates' victory as if it were your own? And the answer in every corner of that locker room is yes. That's what takes teams to the Super Bowl. Talent wins games, but character wins championships. And the Broncos have both in abundance. Denver Broncos draft picks Impact 2025 season shows that George Paton, the GM, did a sensational job. Bo Nix in the first round? Home run. R.J. Harvey? Steal of the draft. Jody Barron in the secondary? Playing above expectations. Jonah Ellis at edge rush, contributing immediately, and there are the veterans. Pat Surtain, too, is, without exaggeration, the best cornerback in the NFL. The guy shuts down one side of the field completely. Wide receivers simply don't exist when he's around. P.J. Locke at safety, tackling machine. Brandon Jones, smart veteran who's always in the right position. Alex Singleton at inside linebacker was an underrated addition. The guy has 240 pounds of pure muscle and football IQ. When he diagnoses a play, it's over. He hits hard and rarely misses tackles. Justin Sternad as backup? Quality depth. Special teams also deserve credit. Will Lutz is way too reliable on field goals. Riley Dixon places punts where they need to be. And Devin Key? Man, the Devin Key leading NFL special teams tackles 2025 stats are absurd. The kid has 20 tackles on special teams. 20. That's a personal record and shows the intensity he brings to every play. Teammates started a Twitter campaign to get Devin Key to the Pro Bowl. P.J. Locke tweeted, Sure Broncos country Devin Key is leading the NFL in special teams tackles. It's mandatory we get him to the Pro Bowl. Our Pro Bowl vote Devin Key. That's a united locker room, man. That's family. Denver Broncos fan reactions, latest game against the Raiders, flooded social media. Broncos Nation is buzzing. After 8 years of playoff drought, after Russell Wilson, after all the frustrations, we finally have a competitive team, a winning team, a team that believes. Broncos Country Mile High Stadium experience in the playoffs is going to be unforgettable. Imagine that stadium packed, 76,000 people screaming, the cold January air cutting through, the altitude leaving opponents breathless. It's an impregnable fortress. It's where Super Bowl dreams become reality. And to close, let me tell you a secret. Sean Payton has more tricks up his sleeve. He hasn't shown everything yet. In the playoffs, when the intensity increases, when every possession matters, he's going to reveal special plays, different formations, tricks that have been saved since training camp. This is 4D chess, brother. And Sean Payton is a grandmaster. He won a Super Bowl with the Saints. He knows exactly what needs to be done. And with this Broncos roster, with this momentum, with this suffocating defense and this evolving offense, the path is paved. So I ask again, do you still think the Broncos won't go far? Do you still doubt this team? Because if you doubt, you're on the wrong side of history, my friend. This team is real. This team is legitimate. This team is going to the Super Bowl. And when we hoist that Lombardi trophy in February, when we're celebrating in the streets of Denver, when Broncos Nation is crying with joy after almost a decade of suffering, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember that I warned you, so click that subscribe button. Leave that like burning. Share with everyone you know who roots for the Broncos, because this season is special. This season is historic, and you're going to want to say you were here from the beginning, believing, rooting, celebrating with every victory. The Chiefs fell. The AFC West belongs to the Broncos. And the Super Bowl? It's right there, waiting to be conquered. Let's go together, Broncos country. Let's go together and make history. Let's go together and bring that ring home. Go Broncos, see.